voice, with my own voice. Thank you so much for this wonderful welcome, and thank you so much for coming to the fan meeting. I know it was really hard to get a spot, so I'm really excited to have you here tonight, and super excited also to talk a little bit together about what's happening in my life and how it goes during Fantasy on Ice. It's been actually a wonderful, wonderful time, wonderful show, and spending time with other skaters, performing for the supporters and for all the audience was marvelous up to now. So I'm super, super excited to share a few thoughts with you. And let's start. Okay, so as I understand, I have a couple of questions. I have many questions.
So we have many questions.
Yes, we have many questions. And
Are you ready?
Yes. Should I read the questions? Oh, silently. Okay.
では早速 Q&A を始めさせていただきます。まず最初の質問。
Okay.
質問1。Question number 1.
So I just say I love you. I love you too. It was very fun to skate with Toshi to I Love You. I didn't know this song before, like 1 month ago, but working on that piece in Austria with Salome was a big pleasure, and I got to understand a little bit more from Koshiro, my student. He was helping me, so it was very helpful, and then as soon as I started the number with Toshi, it went pretty smooth, so thank you for a little introduction to that number. Thank you.
質問2まで言ってくれました。で、質問2の中で多分答えてくれてないところがありまして、日本語の歌詞を振り付けるときに、演じるときに特に意識することはありますか？日本語とか分からない言語で言われてたの場合にはいつも訳して、今回に限らずですよ、訳してから振り付けるんでしょうかっていう質問が本当はあったんですけど。
Well, actually, at the beginning we started choreographing with Salome, and we didn't really understand the song, but we could understand that because of the title, I Love You, it was a love song, and we knew that love stories are not always perfect, so there are a little bit downsides and upsides, and so this we understood just from the context. And then Koshiro was giving us a little bit more details, like the cat that is crying, so then we could understand a little bit more the feeling of the song, and that's when we were finalizing the program.
では続いてシューベルトの即興曲について質問させていただきます。質問3。Question number 3.
Yes.
シューベルトの作品について、あなたのストーリーを超絶細かに教えてください。あなたの作品にはそれぞれ特定の物語があるものがありますが、このプログラムについてはどのようなストーリーがあるのでしょうか。いつ頃、なぜあなたはこの曲で作品を作ろうと思ったのでしょうか。振り付けの時期と振り付け書を教えてください。あなたがこのプログラムで着ている衣装は、どなたが作成したのですか。またこの衣装についてのイメージはどのようなイメージで作られたのでしょうか。で、あなたの全ての動きはとっても美しいんですけれど、特にここに注目してほしいというところはありますか。
So I will try to answer all those questions in a one big chapter. I was looking for a classical piece to skate to, and I saw that Katia Bunyatishvili was releasing a new album, and I was very excited about that. I've been working with her, and we've been friends, and as soon as I saw the album, I started listening to all the songs, and I immediately connected with that piece. I thought it was pretty pretty awesome that I usually like sad piano songs, but in that piece it was pretty awesome because it had a bright color and it had also a darker color, and the tone of the piece has really those two sides which were very interesting to me, so I was interested to choreograph something to that piece. And it's also the period where I'm looking for many musics for my students, so I was thinking of students and myself, and I didn't exactly make a decision who's going to skate to that, but the more I was listening to it and the more I could feel, oh my god, I really want to skate to that. And then I showed that piece to Salome and she also really liked it. So we started to, Chris was editing the music and to make it to the length that I was looking for. And it has that start with the bright melody that is famous, and then the quiet moment, which is the core of that piece, and then the ending, which comes back to the bright color again. So yeah, that was the idea at the beginning. The choreography, so I choreographed that, it was in April. After Stars on Ice, I went back to Chambéry and we were starting to choreograph for Koshiro and for Dennis and for myself and for Matilda and for other Japanese skaters that came to the school. So that was a little bit of a patchwork, doing all those programs, and to remember every day I was looking at the student that was coming, okay, we have to remember that program, blah, blah, blah. And I was so much focusing on the students that I could not even remember my own piece. So every time we would start with Salome, we would start from zero and watch the video, what we did last time, because I could not put somewhere in my mind. So I was a bit worried that I will not have enough time, but once I arrived here, I could focus only on myself, and I could really make all the connections between the movement, the music, and myself. So it felt really, really good. The costume also was made here in Japan. Minako and Tak, they know me now because they made the costume for Slave to the Music, and they made also the costumes for Dennis and also for Nocturne. So they have my body measurements, and they knew a little bit the feeling of the program, and I wanted something refined and something light, something that shows the dark side and the bright side. That's why I have this lace, which is white and with a silky feeling, and there is also something that covers with the black, greenish, grayish black material. So yeah. And then about the moves, it's actually I have such a pleasure to skate that program because it's very complex, and when you do classic, it has to be really precise, and I'm not always very precise, so it's very challenging for me, but I really love the challenge, and it pushes my limits. So every time I enjoy to face what's going to happen. Will I be precise or not? And when I'm not, I'm really mad at myself, and when I am, like today, I was really, really, really pleased that everything worked the way it was planned, and I could really enjoy the emotions while skating.
Thank you. 次の質問はちょっと飛んでアートマイスについてです。
Afterwards.
質問5に飛びます。Question number 5.
Yeah. About
アートマイスさん。今年あなたは長年出演されていたアートマイスから卒業しました。卒業すると決意したのはいつどのように決めたのでしょうか。アートアイスのスタッフやすべてのスケーターはツアーの最初からこれがあなたの最後の公演になると思っていましたか。そしてその発表を事後に来た理由と卒業された理由を教えてください。最後のバーゼル公演が終わった時のお気持ちも聞かせていただけるとありがたいです。そして最後に あなたにとってアートアイスとはどういった作品でしたか？
So, indeed, it was my last Art on Ice in February this year. I've been present 17 years in the show, and every year it has been a great experience for me. I enjoyed and learned very, very much from it. The decision was made in Art on Ice 2018 during the tour. I understood from myself that I enjoyed so much this show, and I kind of felt that it was time for me to focus on something else, on myself in another way, and that's why I was super excited when Oliver shared with me that James Blunt will skate, because Goodbye My Lover was the perfect. It was, so I made the decision that this year would be the last one, and then he gave me the information that James Blunt will skate, and he wanted me to skate to what was the song? You're Beautiful, but You're Beautiful was a song that I skated to 12 years, 13 years ago, and I wanted to use that opportunity to skate to Goodbye My Lover, which is My Lover, in my vision, was the stage, was Art on Ice, was really Art on Ice story to kind of end that. So, but of course he didn't know at that point. But it was strongly like that. Like in my life, I don't like to plan so much. Even though now that I'm coaching, I need to plan a lot. But for myself, I see something coming, and I kind of feel it's destiny. So that was really like destiny, and now it's time for me to continue skating and to continue performing. I love to perform, and I will put a lot of energy in performances in other shows. But it was important for me to close that chapter. I thank Art on Ice team for all the great memories. I actually only have great memories from this show. It was beautiful 17 years, only positive experiences and great learning experiences. But once I move forward, and that's it. Cannot explain better, I'm sorry. The feeling, maybe Basil, I can just share the feeling, because so I announced during the tour to Oliver, the boss, and no one was actually aware of the news until I made a social network post where the whole cast understood that it will be my last show. So during the break, the intermission of the last show in Basel, they all came to me to ask if it was the truth, and I confirmed it, and then it was very cute because everybody joined me in the finale, like we joined Yuzuru tonight after Midnight. So it was a very cute moment where you could feel all the love of the family, the skaters, and the crowd, and all this energy I could take home and digest and appreciate even more.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you. 今回のファンミーティングにはヨーロッパのファンから質問6。今回のファンミーティングにはヨーロッパのファンからの参加者もいますし、質問もたくさんいただいております。で、質問、Question number 6。近々ヨーロッパでも新しいショーの出演および制作を検討していますか？また再びベローナのリンクに戻ってくることはあるのでしょうか？アートアイスから卒業し、インティミシミオンアイスに出演するかどうかが不明な今、ヨーロッパのファンを本当に寂しく思っています。何かヨーロッパのファンに向けてコメントをいただくことはできますか？
So, I unfortunately will not take part in Opera on Ice this year, but there will be opportunities to see me skate in Europe, since I will go to Music on Ice again in Bellinzona, and there is a small show in Chambéry, but very cute with a very good atmosphere during the Christmas holiday. It's the 27th, so 27th of December, and opportunities will come for sure. I just have to consider my job as a coach and my job as a performer, and then find the right schedule. And I still have it somewhere deep in my thoughts. I have my own show, which is very important to me. So it's also one of the reasons why I wanted to take a little bit time for focusing on Ice Legends, because if I do every year so many shows, I never focus on my own show. So maybe I try to a little bit put a little bit of spots there and start thinking about Ice Legends. And I keep thinking about it, but I need a little bit more core material.
そうで、今聞こうと思っていたアイスレジェンドのことをちょっと言われちゃったんですけど、クエスチョンナンバー7はアイスレジェンドについてでしたけど、時期はまだわからないということでしたが、テーマ、ちょっと考えているテーマだけなんかあったら教えてもらいたいなと思います。前回はバレエみたいなやつ、バレエですけど。
Yeah, I know. I would love to share, but can I think about it, please? Oh, it's somewhere there, but not. I don't have a plan.
ということです。すいません。では次の質問ちょっと飛びますけれど、質問9。クエスチョンナンバー9、表演について。表演のオファーはいつ頃にあり、出演を決めた対談理由を教えてください。オファーが来たとき最初にどう思いましたか、率直な意見を。面白そうだと思ったのか、ちょっとどうかなと思ったのかとか、率直な意見を教えてください。で実際衣装を着てみて、朱雀の組の衣装どう思いましたか。で今回自分自身にあって架空の話ではあるけれど、日本の昔の皇太子、プリンスですよね、を演じるには特別に何かスケート以外のことで勉強したことはありますか。で宮本亞門さんはとても有名なミュージカルの演出家です。表演であなたが歌う予定はありますか。その予定がなくても歌うことを依頼されたらその予定を準備はできてますか。で表演では朱雀の組を演じますけれど、アイスショーにかける他に演じてみたいことがあったら教えてくださいということです。
Okay, so there are a lot of questions here. Yes, about Hyoen, I immediately thought it was a fantastic opportunity. I've been coming to Japan almost every year since 1999, so 20 years, and I love this culture. I love every experience I have here in Japan. So immediately when I understand that this is a Japanese story on the ice with my favorite Japanese skaters and with beautiful costumes and with a very dramatic story, I mean, this is for me a very interesting opportunity, and I was very interested to know more about my character, to know more about this rivalry with Daisuke, who is my half-brother, and we are falling in love for the same girl, and we are very jealous of each other, and at the same time, we are from a high position, so we have to kind of behave, but I have a very strong mother, who is Shizuka. So that whole story got me very interested, and then I was lucky to try the costumes during the opening ceremony of the World Championship, and I understood that it's going to be very difficult to move because they are very heavy and there is a lot of material. So it was quite quite challenging, but I have to say that for the beauty and for the aesthetic and for the drama of the show, I'm actually quite excited to challenge and to try to play that role and to learn more and share that stage with Daisuke again and with all the other skaters, of course.
歌うんですか？
Oh, I'm not, actually, I don't know, but I'm not supposed to sing. And I don't think you want me to sing in that show. It's going to be over dramatic. I don't think we need that amount of drama.
わかりました。はい。では次は質問10。多くのファンが常にあなたのことを思っているのですが、それと同時にあなたに贈るプレゼントについても考えています。ここでプレゼントについての質問になります。クエスチョン10。ズバリ服と靴のサイズをと着用するもので好きなようにしてください。で2はあなたが受け取ったプレゼントの中であなたの something for を教えてください。驚いたもの、面白かった、おかしかったもの、便利だったもの、嬉しかったもの。
Okay, so the first question is my size of clothes, shoes, and favorite colors. So as you see, I love colors, and I actually I love a dark red, brownish red. I don't know how to call it. Coral, like coral red, coral red.
エンジっぽいやつ。
No, it's color. It's coral red. Coral red.
Bright red? Dark? You prefer dark red. Crimson?
In the Spur magazine, I'm wearing a suit. That's my favorite color. Yes, I really love that color. But I love blue. I really love blue, and I love red. Red. I love red. But the red of the costume that I'm wearing, the suit that I'm wearing on the Spur magazine is my favorite. The clothes, I think I'm a medium, but sometimes Japan medium is a bit small, but medium is usually my size. Or in the shirt I have 39. This is the round of neck. And then shoes I have 42. This is the European sizes, so I don't know in Japanese. But then could you share with us the four? So something that I was surprised. Something convenient is usually I love to, I don't know how, but I receive some Shiseido face products, and they are actually my favorite. So it was very convenient to have the products that I use. Something that made me laugh. It was not for me, but Dennis got. It was Dennis? Yeah, I think it was Dennis. He got slippers in shape of fish. It was actually very scary. I don't know who wears that kind of thing, but it was really, really scary. It made me laugh very much. And then Max got the same pair also. So that was a pretty funny thing. Something that made you surprised. Something that makes me happy is actually when Dennis gets a Starbucks card, then he invites me, and when I get a Starbucks card, then I invite him. It makes us happy to invite each other, actually. And something that surprised me, I don't know.
Thank you. では質問そこにはないんですけど、28。ここにないんですよ。ここにないです。Pause.
Oh, we have a pause. Okay.
Pause. 私たちからステファン・ランベルさんにプレゼントがあります。で、私たちがステファンさんに、愛のメッセージとリクエストを滑ってほしいリクエストの曲を集めたカードを送りたいと思いますので、受け取っていただけますでしょうか。ではどうぞ。すみません、チョコレートもです。
Should I read the letter?
Yeah.
Sorry?
So there's a whole point to these cards. I didn't really do my job well.
Thank you.
So they have on one side a message for you, a message of love.
Okay.
And on another side they have a request or a suggestion of music for you to skate to or to choreograph to.
Okay.
Did I explain that properly? Donc d'un côté il y a un message pour toi. Et ils ont tous fait ça, ils ont demandé sur internet. Et les gens ils ont envoyé ces cartes.
So I have like many ideas of programs. Okay, to add to my ideas, there's gonna be a lot of ideas. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm gonna skate so that many years. Okay, so there is a list of messages and musics. Okay, I understand. But there are musics that I already skated to, right? Like Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Okay. Also, someone wrote Edgar. Okay, I will take a look and thank you. And do you mind if one of my skaters skate to those ideas?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. で、他のプレゼントを渡していいですか?
Please. Very interested now.
では。
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's very cute. The Kit Kats.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat memories. They're very cute. Thank you very much. That we cannot do it. Oh wow. Almost. The pants actually are pretty close.
それ演技だと思いますよ。多分チャイコの衣装のことを指してるんじゃないかな。すっごく早いんですけど、もう最後の2つの質問に答えてます。すいません、時間が短くて。質問26。コーチについて、コーチのことですね。帯同する選手に対して試合直前はどのように励ましの言葉をかけるように心がけていらっしゃいますか。またご自分の制度の試合の延期中の心情をお聞かせください。試合の結果や内容は良い時も悪い時もあると思いますが、コーチとしてそれぞれの場合どのように制度の言葉をかけられますか。性格もそれぞれ異なるかと思いますので、どのように対処されているかお聞かせください。
So, I guess it's very different with each student. I mean, some student they need electroshock. Some student they need a little bit more space. Some student they need comfort. Some students they need to feel the stress. So it's really up to the student. My job as a coach in a competition is to make the environment for the athlete as positive as possible. So to create an environment that allows the person to express himself or herself. And then it's really about the person. I mean, once the music starts, I have zero influence on the performance. I can dance as much as I want at the board. It will not make my skater skate better or worse. So, but I enjoy watching and I enjoy dancing with my skater. But I understand that my job is during the days before, I create an atmosphere that allows the person to be himself and enjoy the stress. I mean, it's a big pressure and it's a huge amount of stress that they go through, all the skaters, not only my students, and it's important that they enjoy that because it's coming again and again and again. So yeah, to create, my job is to create the atmosphere. Then once the competition is done, we sit down and we talk about the future plans, knowing the experience, having the experience done, and making future plans is also very important because then we can understand what is the next target and how do we proceed with the first step. And usually no matter how good or bad is the competition, after a competition it's very important to have the first step done, and because that gives some inertia to work and to continue towards the next target. So for me it's very important to keep the skater dynamic and active and going for the next challenge and not get stuck on one thing that bothers, but really to face the new challenge and let's work on it, let's talk about it, let's discuss how do we face the next challenge. And once the first step is done, usually it goes forward. But the first obstacle is usually a quite difficult one because we don't want to fail, of course. So we hold ourselves back, and that's for everyone. I mean, it's always scary to do something that we don't know or something that we are not sure. But at least once we try, we have the answer. It's like I always tell them, I don't play the lottery, but if you don't play lottery, for sure you're not going to win. But if you want to have a chance, get yourself that chance. Okay, and that's for me really important that they understand that everyone has a chance. Everyone is different, but everyone has a chance. And once you get the first step done, then you will know the direction. The first step gives you already the direction. So remember, first step, go for it.
Yes. すごく残念なんですけれど、最後の質問になります。ちょっと質問自体が長くなりますけれど、ゆっくり読んでいただきます。質問27。私たちはあなたの演技が大好きです。いつまでもずっと見続けていたいと思いますが、残念ながらそれが叶わないことも分かっています。今年の2月で長年続けてこられたアートアイスを卒業されましたが、ファンタジーオンアイスなどの、継続して出演されていた日本でのショーも卒業の時期を考えているのでしょうか。2010年にスイスで初めて行われた日本のファンタのファンミーティングの時、あなたはご自分のスケーターとしてのキャリアの終わりについて、30歳ぐらいとか4回転が飛べなくなったらとか具体的なお話をしてくれました。あれから9年経ってあなたは34歳になりましたが今でもあなたの4回転は健在です。ただあの頃と立場や環境は大きく変わったと思います。現在のお気持ちとして以前お聞きした30歳ぐらいとか 4回転とかそのような線引きはまだあったりしますか？
I understand. Don't worry.
ショースケーターとしてのキャリアの終わりについて何か考えていることがありましたら、私たちファンにその考えを共有していただけるとありがたいと思っています。
I don't want to go too deep into that questions because I don't have the answer. First of all, I don't really have an answer right now, and I understand that the end is somewhere, but I don't know where. And it's not something that I fear or so. And it's true that 10 years ago I thought that when I would turn 30 that would be it. But I still feel that my body is allowing me to do it. And it was actually that my worry was, will my body allow me to do it? And today it's harder and harder for sure, but my body is allowing me to do it. And probably the fact that I'm coaching is giving me so much experience and so much more than if I would just perform. So it's actually helping me to stay active and to learn more about myself and to face some things that I would not face if I would not coach. So maybe the fact that I'm coaching is actually giving me also, and it's actually, it's hard to have the balance, but it's actually so good that I can have a little bit of holidays sometimes and I can say, okay, no more responsibility, I just focus on myself. Because when I started coaching, I was actually tired of focusing only on myself. And that's how I switched to coaching. But now when I have a little bit of time for myself, I feel also good. And I still have my responsibility with my team at home and making the programs and plans and everything. But it feels good once I'm on the ice. It's only about myself, so it's pretty good. But I know it's not eternal. It's not eternal, and one day I will have to face the truth and know that I cannot do quad jumps anymore, and my body is not allowing me to perform anymore. And that's sad maybe now, but it will not be sad the day I will take the decision, because the memory is a good memory. So. It's very hard. I don't want to go too deep in it, but very hard question. I don't know. We were talking with Johnny. He said 2022 is my last year. Okay, good for you. I don't know. I don't know, and I'm very happy that he knows. But maybe I will wake up tomorrow and I will be like, I know. I don't know.
ありがとうございました。
Yes, ありがとうございます。If you don't have an extra question?
But I heard you don't have a time.
I don't have a time, but
But
I have.
if you want to answer.
I will check.
あ、can I? ちょっとチェックしてよろしいですか。 Thank you. I don't have. I don't want to check too much, but I mean, it's really. I want to thank you all for all those years. I mean, we've been talking about graduation of Art on Ice and my end of performing. I don't know when it's gonna end, but I really want to thank you. I'm very thankful, very grateful to the support, and to see so many Swiss flags is always so magical, and in the audience it's quite amazing, and I enjoy it so much, and it feels really special. I have to say that every time in the finale, the other day, one day with Anna Capellini, we were very emotional about it because we have such a nice job, and we enjoyed it so much. And then Lisa was also almost in tears,
because it's a wonderful life. We work really hard from a young age, but when we can feel that moment, and tonight with Yuzuru also, and it's so strong, and we are so lucky, and you are part of it, and thank you so much, because we are family. I mean, it's really when we are in that arena and we feel you, we are a big unity. So thank you very much. Thank you for that moment.
では写真撮影に移りたいと思います。
Yes, please.
1列目と4列目の方から撮りたいと思いますので、先ほど説明した通りに
One more week, and I will be back next month, and then I will be back next month, and I will be back next month, and I will be back next month, and every month. So see you very, very soon. Yes, every month in Japan. Yes,
はい、はい、突っ込まないで。
every month except maybe January I was not. But since March, every month. And I hope every month until December. That's my hope.
Maybe January you have Euro.
Sorry?
European Championship you have to go.
It's just 1 week.
Yes, but that's January. But I'm saying 2019. I will come in July, in August, in September, in October hopefully, and then in November, and then in December. I will see Japan in every color. Thank you very much. Take care, and to all of you coming to Toyama, see you in Toyama.